Hello, viewers around the world. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Mark Godwin Iwejuwa, and we're here on our Wednesday, 8th May 2024, news echoes for our global audience and African updates too. So you're welcome. Mark Godwin Iwejuwa is speaking from Milan, Italy, and all corners of the world. When I say that, I really mean that. In Toronto, Canada, is our man, Sir George Chukwu. Sir George, you're welcome, sir. You're welcome to
Good
Wednesday.
morning, my Godwin, and good morning, viewers from around the world. Welcome to our show today. It's going to be a fantastic one.
Yes, you use that word, fantastic one. It's beautiful to always put that out. Yes, we say that in a world where news fly around every minute, we give you that ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. And that's what we do. And that's why George says fantastic one. Also adding to that very good line is Olayinka Ogbeni Olayinka Raji from Lagos, Nigeria.
Good morning, Mark. Good morning, viewers across the globe. Welcome to our Wednesday morning program. Awesome as always.
Awesome as always. And it can be awesome without a female companion. With us is BD Nana from Lagos, Nigeria. BD, you're welcome to Wednesday Global Audience.
Good morning, our viewers all around the world. Mike, good morning. Raji, good morning.
Good morning,
Sir George,
Mama.
good morning. It's my pleasure
Good
to
morning.
have you join us today. Let's do it like always.
Let's do it like always, gentlemen, ladies. It's good to all be here, guys. A lot is happening, a lot. But like we said, we take the beat out of it and put it out so you can make a sense also from the story. Let's start with something that's still raging till now. Raji and BD, where is our president? Where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu? What is happening? Yesterday, the former Vice President Atiku raised the alarm and said Nigeria may be on autopilot with Tinubu's absence. And he said some things that also got us all concerned. So let me ask you, let me start with you in Nigeria, Raji. Where is the president? Where is Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
The last we heard of him was when he was in Saudi Arabia, and that was almost a week ago. But the news around is that we should expect him today. It is actually very, very sad that a country like Nigeria would not know where its president is for almost 1 week, and there will be no alarm, and everything will be going on as if life is normal. It is an abnormality. If a responsible president will always tell his people where he is and what he is doing. He contested for the presidency. He has lost all privacy. All his time it now belongs to Nigeria because we voted him in as president. He should give us account of his time.
That's a very heavy line to put out. He has contested for presidency and has lost his privacy. Rhymes and heavy reading. BD, let's come to you too. What are you? Where is our president? What did you hear last as a media person in Nigeria?
Massive Mike, I thought he's with you because the last time we had, they told us he left for Europe and he's been out for 10 days. And Bayo Anonoga came up yesterday to tell Nigerians that he will be returning to Nigeria yesterday. This morning they told us he's back in Nigeria, but we've not sighted him. That's actually the situation. Now, as of yesterday, people start shouting that the absence of president and vice president, Atiku Abubakar actually left Nigeria for US meeting on Monday. And we were there when they bidded him farewell. And yesterday, when the Nigerians start making noise, how can president and vice president not be around? They now came up with story that, Atiku did not travel again.
Shettima.
Due to aircraft.
Shettima, you meant.
Shettima, sorry, I'm sorry about that. That Shettima, our VP, did not travel again due to aircraft faults. So that's the situation on ground now. They told us that Tinubu, our president, is back, but we've not cited him. Bayo Anenoga said that.
Bayo Anenoga said so. Anyway, some people are saying that the president can govern from anywhere. That was what Baola, that other man, is saying. They also said that the whereabouts and of the president is not much of our concern as long as things are moving well. So these are some of the words we've heard. Today, as of today, Yusuf Tuga, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, will be representing Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the African Business Summit in Dallas. And that was where Vice President Kashim Shettima was originally scheduled to represent the president. But he had flight, his plane had some issues, so he couldn't. Sir George, you are here in the West and in Canada. I know your prime minister will not go anywhere without the searchlight on him. I mean, he's like Ogbeni Raji said, he has lost his right of privacy the day he got elected. So what will you say about this? 10 days, we didn't know anything about our president.
What it is, we are trying to, we have the formula, but we've divorced the principles of governance. That is the major problem that we have with Nigeria. We embrace democracy, we want to go into a presidential system of democracy, but yet we're still thinking backwards and in primitive ways of doing things, and that macho type of authoritarian type of attitude that we embraced from the military rule is still what's governing us today. So we're in a hybrid. That's what I can call it. We say we have democracy, but yet the principles of democracy, we forget about it. The president, like Olayenke Raji said, he is the product of Nigeria. If he ran for the presidency, he's lost his privacy to a degree, whereby daily and hourly we need to know what is happening with our president, because anything could happen. Can you imagine the president or the prime minister of Haiti left the country, was unable to come back for some reason, and the country has been in chaos even up until today. So the president, for him to leave the country after official visits disappear is unheard of in any really democratic country. It's not done. So we need to embrace the principles of the formula of democracy, presidential democracy, and follow the people that we're trying to emulate. That we can add our own primitive ways of doing things, and to the system of governments that we have decided to embrace. Is because we gotta be very careful. That's another issue that we need to really raise, because once it is known that the two leaders are out of the country, you start seeing all manner of things. Their presence means a lot to us. Their presence means a lot to us, and we ought to understand his health, condition. If he's somewhere taking care of himself, like the former president who spent almost 1/4 of his presidency in the hospital, let us know about it at least, so we can know what is really happening in our country. Somebody was saying that he can govern from anywhere. Listen, if I see the problem I have with Nigeria is you can't trust anybody anymore.
Yes.
You cannot trust anybody anymore. Nobody knows who is telling the truth and who is lying. That's the problem. This is a propaganda government that that we are looking at, and they can tell you anything, anytime, and get away with it. And it's not right. It is not right.
It is not right. Thank you, George.
I just want to put in one word. I want to replace Sir George's word of propaganda government with a gangster government. What we have is a gangster government.
Gangster. Yes. Reggie, we were using that terminology. We were using that phrase in the early stage of this administration. because some of us notice. For example, I live in Italy, Milan, and we studied the mafia gangster style
Mm.
of leadership.
Mm.
It's a serious, intentional style of leadership. It's not a joke.
Yes.
It's serious. Now
Mm.
we saw that in that initial time, gangster kind of leadership. So we were using that phrase a lot back then. But at the point we said, let's have some decorum, let's respect
See,
the
there's something I want to say.
Mhm.
You see,
Go ahead.
I pity a lot of Nigerians with their attitude. You know, anytime you talk about president and what is happening in Nigeria, majority of us come attacking, making it look like you hate the president or you want
Mhm.
to destroy. Do you understand? Now,
Mhm.
how can you tell me that a president of a country can govern from everywhere? Do
From
they
anywhere.
actually did they read the constitution of a country? I don't understand what Nigeria, they like, they don't want anybody to talk. They don't want people to talk. Each time you say something, they come to you like an attack, like, oh, you have come to destroy this. If we destroy all this country, do we have any other country? We are actually trying to hold governments accountable for the good of every Nigerian. If nobody's talking, like what Rajesh said now, gangster kind of government.
Government.
If we are not talking, and this gangster kind of government find its roots, then we all are gone.
We are in trouble.
It's
We are
true.
all
We
in
agree.
trouble.
We all agree with you, BD. BD, that's a strong word to use, and those are
Mm.
very, very
But
real.
the question, it begs the
Okay.
question:
Okay,
when
George.
the leader of a country starts to behave any kind of way, the
Yes.
way he wants, not the way he's expected to behave,
Mhm.
what kind of expectation would you have for people under him? A leader ought to be a servant leader, a leader that shows by example, not
Good
to
Mhm.
do
example.
what you want when you want it, how you want it, and
Mhm.
expect the rest of the people to not to follow you and do the same. This is exactly the same problem we have with corruption. If the head is corrupt, if the foundation is destroyed, what can the righteous do? And that is exactly the point. When
What can
when the man on the on top at the head is doing whatever he wants, whenever he wants it, how he wants it, and you expect others. That's the reason why you see some of these governors, they come out and act any kind of way and then
Yeah.
dare you to come after them because the leader of the country is doing his own thing. This is exactly the same thing we went through Buhari administration. He would disappear, go into the hospital, and then wouldn't even give the vice
VP.
the authority to govern. That's exactly democracy in Nigeria. That's a sham democracy, if you ask me.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you, George. Sham democracy. Viewers listening, watching us, yes, we're asking about the whereabouts of our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his whereabouts is of importance. So, what we do here, viewers, is also to make Nigerians begin to see things in the right way. It is normal for us to ask for the whereabouts of our president. It has nothing to do with we step into his privacy or anything. It's normal. It's governance. Like Raji said. Let me quote: the day he got elected, he lost his rights to his privacy, at least to an extent,
Most
as
of it.
George said. So, our viewers, take note of that. Ask for your president. Ask for his whereabouts. Find out.
Mm.
It's your duty. It's your right. And we don't want gangster governance in Nigeria. We're not gangster. We're not Italians. We're not. It's not a gang thing. It's Nigerians for Nigeria. We all own the country, Nigeria. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's move on to other strong issues also. Still on on Nigeria, we saw something not too good. People were being deported. The Lagos state government said they deported some people to Osun. Some Osun indigenes were deported during the weekend. And we also saw the governor of the Osun state, Ademola Adeleke, expressing anger over that incident. Deportation of people. One presidential candidate, Peter Obi, said is violation of their human rights. You don't deport people inside a sovereign state. I mean, that's their country. A Nigerian is free to be anywhere. Gentlemen, let's talk about this. Raji, deporting
Yes, sir.
people from Lagos to Osun.
Mm.
Is that not some
I was rather
Mhm.
shocked when I heard about that so-called deportation. I'll put deportation in inverted commas. The reason for the action was because the the citizens look destitute, and therefore what the government did was to take them to their home state. I don't know how they got their home address and where they were deposited. I don't know whether they were just taken to Osun State and deposited the moment they crossed the border between Oyo and Osun. And they just the moment they entered Osun, they deposited them somewhere in Osun for the government of Osun to come and take care of its people. I don't know, but I don't think it is the right thing to do. Whether it has happened before or whether it has never happened before is actually beside the point. I don't think that they should have been treated the way they treated them. However, every state government has a right to protect the citizens of of that state in any way that we could do to ensure the security of persons and property within that state. Before any citizen of Nigeria could be moved from one state to another, there have to be due diligence done. There have to be it has to be very legal.
You have to
It
be
has to be
legal.
very legal. My concern actually has been the trailer loads of people coming from the north who daily come into to the state. They have no fixed address. They move around anywhere, and you can see them around all manner of corners. Are these the Osun State people who were deported?
Yes,
They,
these are
they don't they
images.
don't
Images of
they don't look like my people from Osun State. I'm from Osun State. They don't.
Okay.
Maybe they
Anyway,
are aliens from Osun State. But
George,
I don't think it's proper. I don't think it's proper.
when you treat people in a very unpleasant way, it affects their look and their
Their
well-being.
psyche, everything. Yes.
Yeah, so they will obviously look haggard and rough because they've gone through some real terrible situation. Sir George, we are both in the West. We know what foreigners face living in a foreign land. You know, you're prone to deportation, you're prone to anything, anytime, you're at your feet at every point in time. And now you're in your own father's land. Nigeria, they say, is for us all. And somebody is taking you and saying, no, you go to where you come. Can you make a sense of what is going on? Deporting.
Well, I make a sense. I think the Lagos state government is trying to copy the Republicans in the United States of America, like Houston, Texas. The governor of Houston, the governor of Texas, basically packaged a bunch of Mexicans and transported them to democratic, Democrats states, and then the governor of Florida did the same thing also. This is exactly what you're seeing here. But the question, you need to ask, I do understand if there is a major concern about these people being dumped in Lagos, or they came to Lagos and have nothing to do, occupying certain areas where people getting afraid, and this can actually turn into something, criminality or whatever, unsafe environment, so I can understand that if that is the major concern and they were trying to clean up the place, like maybe some of these people were the people that were hanging under the bridge that was just demolished, so maybe they didn't have any other place to go, and they were giving them aid by bringing them back, because they said that most of them said, help us to go back to our state. That's what in the news I received, that most of them were being, they were asking the government to help them out, which, to a degree, if they don't have any place to reside in Lagos, they could become a hindrance and a nuisance. So, you could see from that aspect of it, because the people that were dropped in different locations, according to the news, Sahara reporters. They said that they were deported And then when they arrived in Osun State, they didn't dump them in one place. They asked them where would be comfortable for you in order to reach home, and they were dropping them from one area to another in order to give them a little, closer to wherever they are going. So these are some of these things. Lagos did not respond until recently. So whether it is all true or partially true, we don't know. But this is the news we're receiving.
This is the news we're receiving. BD, the story is that the police officers picked some of these people, Osun indigene from Aja, TBS, Lagos Island, but former president candidate Peter Obi said that deportation is a violation of citizens' rights. He says he's deeply saddened and shocked by that report. BD, how do you see this? Critically thinking, what's your view on this?
My view on this, please, I need time to talk about this. I'll start by answering Sir George some of the questions he raised. What I think about this is that we're just deceiving ourselves about one Nigeria in this country. There's nothing about one Nigeria with how we treat each other. First, Sir George, thank God I'm happy you're a news person. We know how these people write news to fit into their propaganda. These people were picked up in Lagos. Now, first you said Mexican, Florida Mexican. Mexican is not Nigeria, it's not American. So that one, you can't compare with Nigeria, with Lagos State deporting Osun or deporting Anambra people. It's totally two different things. First, these people were picked in Lagos. They were picked them randomly in different areas in Lagos. They didn't allow them to speak. They did not ask them any questions. They pick even the ones that have shop, even the one that's coming back from work, even the one that were sitting, who does not, they picked them randomly around Lagos. No question. The ones that tried to speak, they did not allow them to speak. I'm giving you first-hand information. It's not about what we are news people, we are media people. We know how propaganda gets news to favor them or to favor what they want the public to hear. Now, they took these people to Osun. They took them to Osun. And why Raji said that those people does not look like Osun? That picture was taken in the midnight. That picture was not taken it was taken in the midnight. They got to somewhere in Ileshe. They dropped these boys. They asked them to start going inside the bush or they will shoot. And they obeyed them and start walking into the bush, and they turned and left them. That was that picture you saw. Now, these things have happened. You know, the thing I found that's what is happening in Nigeria. The APC-led government have actually used P2B to destroy Nigeria, distract Nigeria from talking or focusing on issues that affect us. Instead of us to talk, discuss, and tackle the issues that affect us in this country, all our attention has been on Peter Obi. Now, rather than people to come out and condemn what Lagos State government did, they came up with, Peter Obi did it. Peter Obi did it. Now, let me give you people's story. Where I say, please give me time. In 2009, Fashola, I'm not talking about when King Jaja of Fopobo or Fani Fayomi, all those people time they were. I'm talking most recent one. Fashola deported, the first people he deported from Lagos was beggars, 160,000 beggars to the north. Now, he followed by deporting about 74 Igbos to Head Bridge. He deported Osun people. He deported Oyo people and dumped them in. This deporting and dumping, it did not start today by Lagos State. He deported Oyo people and dumped them at Obomosho. He deported Osun people. This is the second time Lagos State government is deporting Osun people. Now instead of us to tackle this issue and stop it, talk that we are Nigerian, we have right to be in every state except your constituted nuisance. But no. Now, for you to tell me that these people are miscreants because they label them miscreants, you did not even question them. You did not allow them to talk. You did not even investigate on those who said, I have a shop, I have business, or I have a house. You did not do none of that. You packaged them and put them in the bus and you transported them out of Lagos State. Now they are talking that, Peter Obi did it, that he should not speak. Peter Obi did it. Now, let me tell us, in the early 2020s, there was rummaging of beggars in the streets of Lagos. It was even discussed in the house. Lagos State, Kano State deported beggars out of Kano State, deported to Katsina, Kaduna, Niger, about 4 states, and even deported out of Nigeria to foreign states. Lagos State did it. Rivers State did it. Kogi State did it. So many states deported beggars, which P2B followed. And some of those beggars he deported from Anambra were people who he sent to Ebonyi State, Akwa Ibom State, and North. Now, instead of us to condemn what Lagos State did, their focus now is on P2B. P2B, you did it. You should not talk. Now, for the God's sake, I want to get something straight. PDP were not doing well. We said, and we wanted a change. And the change we voted was APC. We said we wanted a change. We voted APC. Now APC is in power. And each time APC does something and we want to criticize them and say, oh, PDP did it. AD did it. NCC did it. How long are we going to continue in this kind of petty lifestyle in this country?
Petty lifestyle. BD, you have broken the back of a camel with all you said. George, I don't know, do you have any response?
Well, yes, I do. The point is this: when we are talking about certainties of situation, we have to use the word alleged, because we don't know what actually happened because we were not there, and we don't know whether there were questions. How did they determine where to deport these people to and all that kind of stuff? So the news comes out that some of them were dumped in the bush. I don't know. I don't know about that type of information, because I've read so many versions of this particular story, but none of them are lining up with one person will say something, another person will say another, and so you don't know which one to take, which one the Lagos government is bringing out to influence the information to favor them, or which one, I don't know. But the point is that where I read that they were dropped in different places and they were asked, where would be closest to their homes or whatever the case might be. But, we have to be very careful though. I understand where, let me finish.
Okay.
We as Nigerians have the right to exist and live wherever we see fit.
Straight up.
Okay, this state-to-state type of nonsense is actually, just bringing up that tribal sentiments again. Whether it's from Lagos to Osun or whatever the case might be. I know it might not be travel, but that's exactly what it's looking like, because if you hear the tone of the voices that you're hearing, all of a sudden P2B did it, this person did it, or that person did it. The point of the matter is we have to stay within the confines of the Constitution and make sure that we obey the law and respect every citizen alike.
And that's what BD is saying. But also added to what BD is saying, Sir George, the Osun governor, Ademola Adeleke, expressed real anger during the weekend over this situation. So it is true that it wasn't done well. I mean, if the governor will come out and say this is wrong, that means he has also weighed all the options, looked at every corner, and noticed that it is a wrong action by Lagos State government. So,
by the way, hold on a second. You see, sometimes we can complain and sometimes we can point out wrongs, but also we need to actually think about solutions. In a situation like this, it's actually very evident that not all, but maybe a lot of these young people that were picked up and transported back to Osun State, they are in dire need of help. They just say that they were water sellers, people that sell, sachets of water or whatever the case might be, and maybe they think that they are bad. I believe that what Adeleke need to do now, gather these youths together, make a proper arrangement to educate them, to train them, and make an example out of these people, because look at them, regardless of where the picture was taken, how it was taken, or whatever. These are youths of Nigeria, intelligent youths. If we don't pick up these young people right now and train them the right way, they will go out in the streets and become a problem later. You see, okay, call all these people call all of them that were dumped. If you were one of the people that were, deported from Lagos, please come to my office. I want to give have somebody to be in charge of them, a welfare department. Let's take these youths, let's spend a little money on them, let's change their lives to become better citizens. That's what a lot of countries do. They bring people from different countries, they give them welfare, and they train them to become better citizens that will be paying taxes in the country.
Okay. Raji, Raji, go ahead then. BDU.
Yeah, so I just wanted to back up Sir George's assertion. It also shows a failure of governance in almost all states, where you have a lot of youths just walking around jobless, without any focus, not trained to anything, not educated, not trained for anything. It's a failure of government.
You're spending 15 trillion naira. You're spending 15 trillion naira on a road, okay? While the citizens who are partakers of the inheritance of God's gift and God's resources in their country are on the streets dying, just don't have any place to live, don't have anything, nothing to do. But all we are projecting is a Calabar Lagos road. Go and fix the ones that are there. You won't, and then you want to do another one from the south to the north, to Sokoto. These are the money we are, but yet the people that are supposed to be trained and turned around their lives to become better citizens and contributors of good in the states and in the country, we will not do it. All we need to do is to fight over destroying businesses, and then no good roads are there. You don't want to fix the road, you want to put all that money. Can you imagine what 15 million naira can do by building infrastructure where these young people can be trained, where people can now come into Nigeria and bring jobs into Nigeria? Can you imagine what that kind of money can do? Can you imagine?
Vocational
yes.
Thank you, George.
Sir George, your suggestion is very good. It's very nice. But now, before we get to that, I think we should condemn this idea of deporting Nigerians in Nigeria. Abuja actually did that. Deported a lot of Nigerians, deported the people they call these beggars, deported a lot of things, demolished a lot of shanty houses. Whereas when you go to Abuja, there's this report that was released 2 years ago, how millions of houses in Abuja are empty, nobody's living in them, and you deported over 3,000 Nigerians out of Abuja, demolished their shanties. Now, the Lagos State has been doing, they've been in front of demolishing this, deporting Nigerians out of Lagos State. Now, let's tell ourselves the truth. Lagos State used to be the capital of Nigeria, which means Lagos State was partly built with Nigerian money. Abuja is capital of Nigeria. Abuja, let me finish. Abuja was built with Nigerian money. Now you're deporting these people out of these states. Now you want them to go to their own states, and we claim that this is one Nigeria. Now, what your suggestion is good, but the first thing is that we need to condemn evil, because we say, "Oh, let's talk to Adeleke to not take care of this thing," and nothing. We don't address this issue of deporting Nigerians in their own country. It will still keep going on.
It is condemnable. We have already condemned that.
We have already condemned that. What we are talking about is a solution to the problem. You can't just be talking about the problem. You need to bring a solution. That is exactly the suggestion that we are making here. We know that such a thing is an evil act. It doesn't look good. But what do you do then?
Let's go on a break. But before we go on a break, part of added to what we're talking about, Lagos State government just came out now that even when they demolish people's home, that person will pay for the demolition. That person pays the fee for the caterpillar and the trailer and whatever it is that comes to break his own.
Who says so?
Yes, the commissioner of Lagos State, commissioner of works.
That's what is going on in Lagos.
That's what is going on. So, George, you need to know all of this. So when BD is talking, we can understand how she feels. Gentlemen, let's go on the break. We'll be back. Yes, you pay for your own demolition. That's how it is. So we'll come back in a few minutes.
Call us now for your clean and perfect inverter and solar installation. Electricity availability in Nigeria is not constant due to its erratic supply. A perfect inverter installation will provide you a full power control in your office or home, while our so-called PHCN remains the best.
Arise, oh, compatriots, Nigeria's call, obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
This country has some of the most extraordinary culinary diversity in the world. I'm talking about Nigeria. This first dish is amala abula, made popular by the Yoruba people in southwest Nigeria. It starts with amala made from dried yam and then is covered in a variety of soups. Next we have ofe nsala, a white soup that is synonymous with the Igbo people of southeastern Nigeria. It goes best with fufu, or akbo as the Igbos call it. Next we have suya, the most well-known food of the Hausa and Fulani people of northern Nigeria. Meat is covered in a peanut-based powder called yaji and cooked over an open fire. This is banga and starch, a classic of the Urhobo people of Delta State. Lastly, we have onunu, a plantain-based swallow of the Izon people in South Nigeria. We are eating it with fisherman soup, popular throughout this whole region. And of course, we don't forget the jollof rice. This is popular everywhere in Nigeria. I think what makes Nigeria so great is the diversity of all the different people coming together. These beautiful ethnic groups living side by side, sharing culture and cuisine is what makes Nigeria such an amazing country to visit. Nigerians should be so proud of that cultural heritage, as there is so much more that unites than divides them.
Schengen Story magazine is an African international bi-monthly magazine based in Milan, Italy, and founded in 2016. The publication focuses on personalities, fashion, style, entrepreneurship, and culture for Africans. Though articles on food, movies, fitness, music, travel, sports, technology, and books are also featured. Our lives full of best stories. A lot can happen in a month. Expand your mind, change your world. Get Schengen Story magazine's full editions. Celebrating Africans make an impact. Read better, the inside story. Your fashion magazine for a better lifestyle. Inspiring stories for you. Your monthly dose of
In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes is Africans in Diaspora and back home leading English news network. One of the most respected and trusted sources for news updates on current affairs as it affects global Africa.
Viewers, we're back to our program, Wednesday Global Africa Update. George from Toronto is here with us. Raji from Lagos, Nigeria is here with us. And BD, the diva with the witty knowledge dropping, is also here with us. Gentlemen, you're welcome. Let's come to another heavy news making round. Binance, that company that has been on the phone for long now, is still there talking. Now, the Binance CEO, Richard Tank, claims that unknown Nigerian officials demanded huge cryptocurrency payment from him to resolve the Binance issue with government. And the man is saying that these people have been calling him, that they need him to pay millions of dollars so he can get on his way with the company in Nigeria. Gentlemen, this is what we're hearing. Binance man is opening up this secret that officials, government officials, wanted him to do some, they call it kickback, some cola nut sharing. Raji, let's hear from you.
Yes.
This revelation, is it true? Can this be?
When it comes to a case like this, it's my word against your word. And because the Nigerian government or Nigeria has a very funny reputation, it is very difficult to even believe what is happening. We are hearing of a demand of, is it $150 million or $15 million from Binance for them to cover the case. Now, wonder, you see, it bounces on the reputation and integrity of the country. It is very, very sad. It is very, very sad.
It's very, very sad. George.
Very sad, yes.
You've always talked about this Binance thing. Now the PCO Richard is claiming that government officials want him to pay some money to resolve the company's challenges in the country. This is what where we find ourselves.
Well, I don't think the man is lying. I don't think he's lying. I think he's telling the truth. But whether it's the government that was asking for the money or not, we don't know. Because Nigerians are such a place where, even the people in the government can send somebody to, do something on their behalf or whatever the case might be, to negotiate on their behalf. The thing about it is this: our country, listen to this. You see, when you're talking about, this demolition of houses, there are two sides to this same story that we are talking about. As bad as it looks and as awful as it is, there is still, one woman was crying. They gave us only 2 hours. So she might not be the owner of that place. She might be renting in that place. It may be a notice has been given a long time ago, a while ago, but nobody paid attention to it. Let me tell you, I know how bad our country can be. But for you to tell me that nobody sent a notice, the caterpillar will just come with no notice, nothing, and start demolishing a house 2 hours. I really, honestly, sincerely don't believe that. Maybe because of where I live and the kind of thinking that we think here. But for that to happen, because a lot of times the landlord might be dealing with the situation, where he's trying to find a way to keep his house, but the time has expired.
Okay, George, you're taking us off context. I understand.
I believe what the man is saying. I believe that he was called. I believe that questions, money being transferred has been requested. And so that tells you the state of affairs in our country. That's it. I believe that.
The state of affairs in our country. BD. We know how the same company was treated in America and some other places. They jailed them. They didn't bother doing any, no time to talk. But in Nigeria, we're seeing this back and forth, and we don't even know who's saying what. No clearly defined information on anything. So what do you say about all this as a media person?
Massive Mark, if you remember the day we talked about this Binance, I said that what Binance have done in Nigeria, they wouldn't have been able to do that if people in power were not backing them. Okay. I said they must have 1 or 2 people who have influence in power, who are backing them, who gave them the power to do what they did in Nigeria.
Even from the central bank.
They messed our economy, they messed us up. Look at the little things they did just because he was unable to state how things should be done in America, just unable to state. He didn't even mess up the economy. He was jailed for 2 years, 2 months. 2 months, I think 2 months, 3 months.
4 months.
Now look at it. And the CEO of that Binance is telling you, Richard Tengi, revealed that some non-individual when I mean known individual, the people that are respected, people that are known, they must be attached. If they are not in government, they must be attached to government. They are known individual. Ask him to pay in crypto huge amount of money so that the case will be forgotten. Even without asking him to pay, we know that this case will be forgotten soon. Or don't you people know? So it's the truth. I'm not doubting it. They did it. So, but just hold on. Nigerian government will come and deny this. But that's the truth. But this is true. But Nigerian government will still come and deny it. Unfortunately,
Nigerian government will come and deny it. Anyway, let's take the story of we need to debunk that rumor because it's been sent directly from the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, right there on the screen. He said falsehood. He debunked rumors of U.S. setting up military base in Nigeria. So viewers, if you're listening, the federal government of Nigeria says it's not true. Nigeria is in no way with the United States talking to establish any military base. He calls the allegation falsehood. So, gentlemen, that's coming from the minister, and I got this cable last night. Yes, go ahead, Raji.
Do we know that America has the largest presence anywhere else in the world? They have that situation at Eco-Atlantic. America has the largest base outside of America on the coast of Nigeria, Eco-Atlantic. So this talk about they are not looking for a military base, or there's already a military base. There's already American presence.
Can you get us image on that? I mean, viewers are listening to you say this.
The place is at the Eco-Atlantic. It is not. Their embassy is supposed to be in Abuja, but they have that base at Eco-Atlantic, and whatever they can do with it, because straight on the Atlantic they can bring their ships in. I'll get you a picture of
Mohammed Idris, Minister of Information, saying that it's a false alarm that has been raised by some quarters, alleging that the federal government is discussing with the United States. He says he urged the public to totally disregard that as falsehood. I mean, this is you see how we can't get good, straight up information on things because we don't know who to align to. George, you're laughing.
No, you see, the reason why I'm laughing is this: diplomatic relationship and diplomatic connections and diplomatic protection is what is really going on. Listen, Niger Republic is actually asking the American troops to get out. Russian troops are coming in. America is very, very concerned. America does not want to leave Niger and leave the area completely. Raji is right. The presence of Americans is legal. You know, that Eco-Atlantic thing is legal. It was signed by Obasanjo when there was a concern that another coup might take place. You know, so that is true, whether it's overt or open or not, it is true. America is watching over Nigeria and making sure that Nigeria, being a strategic country when it comes to world economy and the oil prices, are protected. So they're watching and the intelligence is flowing, but they are concerned. So don't tell me that they have not discussed this with the government. It is a possibility that they might increase their presence because of Russians coming close. Don't forget the relationship between Niger and Nigeria. There is intermarriage. There is free movement in certain areas. Some people live here and work here and vice versa. So we have to be very, very concerned also. Okay, we have to be very, very concerned also about the concern of America. Because one thing we are seeing today, we're talking about, you know, we don't want one country to control the world. No, we don't. But let's be careful. Because already China moved in by stealth. China is controlling a lot of countries' ports and their airports because of their inability to pay, and nobody is hearing it. So we gotta be very careful when we're allowing these nations who do not have no democracy in their country to come and hijack, because they can do whatever they want whenever they want. Right now, China is going after Taiwan and other places, because of what is happening in Ukraine, because they have not. We gotta be very, very careful.
All right, George. Thank you, George. Well, officially, this is what we got from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and National Orientation. Headman Mohammed Idris says Nigerians should debunk rumors of U.S. setting up military base in the country. So that's what we had officially.
But Massive Mark, why is it that Nigerian governments every time they will be saying a different thing from what is on ground?
It's terrible.
If you remember, few months ago, experts called Nigerians, cautioned them about this military, American and France military base. Russia have already sent warning to Nigerians to be careful because it might not end well. So most times now, the minister has come to say a different thing, but what we are seeing on ground, like yes, what Raji said is completely true. If you have gone to that Eco Atlantic, you will agree, you will understand what Raji just said now. So it's really confusing when our governments are having a different thing on ground and they're telling us a different thing.
I mean,
it's really confusing.
And it gives us, gentlemen, you media people, it gives us problem too, because it makes us not look too good when we say something else is happening, and they think probably we're not authenticated enough, where we don't get our news information correctly. But it is the fault of the government that passes half news. Okay,
the government is really telling you what they are supposed to tell you.
Yeah.
You understand? They are telling you what they're supposed to tell you. So they're not supposed to tell you some of these things, because it's an underground type of movement, an underground type of arrangement. So their presence is well known by some people, and it is well recognized and established. So, but they're not supposed to tell you that. So that's what they're doing.
That's what they're doing. Thank you, George. Guys, let's come to something again. I don't know how we'll put out this, but anyway, there's a huge gathering of human rights group, and they are condemning the trial of ex-CBN governor Emefiele. Emefiele's trial, they are saying, is vindicative. It is not.
Vindictive.
Vindicative. That's what they said. So they've condemned the trial of Emefiele. They are calling attention to also his prolonged detention and all the multiple charges. Gentlemen, let's talk about this. Vindicative, I like the question. Vindictive. So, but this is what this group is saying, and they are not in small number. They are out there today in Abuja. They've been there since Wednesday, and they are giving out this information. Okay, let me start with you with the question you asked. Vindicative, Raji, go ahead.
No, actually, it's not vindicative. It's vindictive. That is being taken as is being victimized.
Okay, it's being victimized.
Yes, the whole thing is becoming more and more political. So when my people will say that when a person stays too long on feces, all manner of flies will just land on him.
Okay.
For those of us who enjoy open defecation, if you stay too long on it, all manner of flies will come to you. The case of Emefiele has been dragging on for too long. The government will bring him to court today, and by the next time they will add more charges. It seems as the government itself is not serious, or that they are trying in their own way to cause obfuscation for the whole matter, so that by the time everything is done, we will just, like we normally do, just forget the whole matter. If they want to prosecute him, let them go straight with it.
Let them go straight with it.
So now people are taking advantage of the delay, and they are now turning it to be a personal vendetta against Emefiele.
That is what they are saying.
Even though left to me, if I had a chance, I'll go at Emefiele with a horse whip.
Okay.
For the
You see. Let me just say something. I have repeatedly said this before. I don't think Emefiele is innocent, but Emefiele is not alone. Buhari's government was with him. He did a lot of jobs for them. He moved a lot of money for them that gave him the impetus to even embark on some of the mess that he destroyed himself with. Number one, him being held in jail is, a violation of his human rights. Because number one, they picked him up without any charges whatsoever.
Okay.
After they jailed him, they started looking for charges. And then they're concocting up all kinds of stories about him. The very moment we are in, if a Emefiele is in a different country, I can guarantee you that many heads will be rolling in the government, including Buhari. And the reason why they're holding him tight and don't want him to go can be because of vindication, or they're making him a victim. Number one, because remember, when he printed the money, it was not by his own doing. He was ordered to do so when he changed the color of that money. Number two, a lot of things that happened. The only thing that I see Emefiele did wrong, that was so stupid and foolish, while they have the reason to hold him, was being the governor of a central bank. You want to go and run for presidency? Are you mad?
Straight up.
Are you mad? What is wrong with you? Why would you be thinking that way?
Why will
you see, power corrupts and corrupts absolutely. So that's what exactly the reason why he's still there. He's there because there are so many people, I'm telling you, that are involved in this whole entire conspiracy, including the president, former president of Nigeria, Buhari. He didn't do most of the things he did by himself. He did it for them. Yes.
So
and
anyway,
so still holding him. Whether it is Tinubu's government who is actually doing this against him simply because of, because you remember Tinubu said that the recoloring of the money was against him. If you remember that, he said it.
Yeah.
So maybe he's the one that is really doing this and I say, let him rotten in jail, possibly. But they need to give him a fair trial and release him on bail until such a time as his case is finished. This is unfair. It's human rights violation over his constitutional rights.
Oh, thank you, George. The Emefiele has been dragged before 4 courts in Abuja and even in Lagos over alleged corruption, abuse of office, among other charges. Now, this human rights group, they are coming out to say this, as Raji puts it, vindictive. And they say that all the prolonged detention and multiple charges are all not, it doesn't say good of our Nigerian judiciary. What will you say on this? Human rights or
Nigerian judiciary?
Yes, is it human? Are we looking at human rights issues now, or real facing what he did as CBN boss?
What did he do? Yeah, it was actually African Center for Justice and Human Rights that's actually talking about this. Now, we can't get justice in a country where we are being selective on who we judge and who we should not judge. You remember, we're still talking about same party, APC. They used this Emefiele to get over some of the things they did. Now, if we really want to persecute Emefiele was employed by someone. Most of the things Emefiele did, he did it for somebody. You remember the first time Emefiele announced that of changing of the money. The Minister of Information, Minister of Finance said she's now aware of this. And they went to the presidency, and president asked her, must you know everything? Where are we in this country? Do you understand? Somebody employed Emefiele. Somebody instigated him to do everything he did. If we actually want to get this justice right, Buhari should come and answer some questions. Then if Buhari is not answering some questions, yes, I quite agree. They are being vindictive. This is totally vindictive action. It's personal on Emefiele until when they are ready to talk about this issue, because you cannot jump at issue. He was an employer. Someone employed him. Get Buhari and let's talk about this. You can't leave Buhari out of this equation, then expect to get justice. It's not done. What are you not telling me? It's not fair.
Thank you, BD. Gentlemen, that's it for it. Let's look a few more minutes. Let's look what Atiku is saying again about what the government is saying about Sheyi Tinubu's office as what was that office again? He's on the BOT of yes. So what the government is saying is that Sheyi Tinubu has the right to he has the right to be in any board. This is what the president's media person Bayo Nanuga is saying this morning, that the presidency rebuked former president Atiku Abubakar for attacking Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his son over business affiliation with Shaguri Group. So he says the son has the right to be in any BOT he chooses to be or he's selected to be. So this is coming this morning from the media office of the presidency. So concluding today's story, let's look into a business issue, just one of it. There's a bank called Afrimix Bank, Afrimins Bank. I don't know if you all have heard about Afrimix Bank. Yes, that bank is yes, that bank is a big bank. It's linked to about 15 African countries. Now they are in collaboration with Nigeria. They welcome Nigeria as the 16th country that is signing an agreement with them. And the plan is to bring some business support to Nigeria to help establish some business activities. So this bank and Nigeria signed the agreement yesterday. Afrimix Bank, they are into import and export. They're into multinational financial support. So we hope it will be a good one for our country, because some of these things, we just hear it as story and we don't even see the benefit.
Afrimix Bank has been around for some time. I don't know how they are affiliated with the African.
African Development Bank. Yes, it's an offshoot of African Development. Okay, it's an offshoot. Yes.
But this bank was established in Nigeria in 1993 in Abuja. So I don't understand the collaboration now. It's been in Nigeria since 1993. So what are they trying to tell us? Please, somebody might explain.
Maybe it was just situated in Nigeria, but it wasn't having anything business with Nigeria.
No, there's no way. There's no way it will be in Nigeria. Nigeria will not be part of it.
Okay, but strangely, it's just yesterday that they said they signed an agreement. They've added Nigeria into their development plan and development fund.
No, I think we have to look at that more. Okay. I don't think that is exactly.
Yeah, so look at the story. This is what we're looking from our business corner in our
probably home. They've been favored by the sitting government, because I heard they want to do business with Anambra State governor. You know, these things that they might register the company and you'll just be there. One day, your own person will be in office and they will remember you. Because this company was registered in Nigeria, in Abuja, in 1993. So there's nothing new about them in Nigeria.
There's nothing new about them in Nigeria. Thank you very much. So, gentlemen, ladies, this is it. I think we've put it out as we normally do with good viewers. So, viewers, you've been tuned into SSM Wednesday African Global Updates. There was a small event yesterday that has not made us sleep. Our eyes are still white here, red here. It's an event called the MET Gala event. It's a costume event that they use in raising fund for the benefit of art and costume in America and even in the world. So yesterday was the event for 2024. And it was a colorful one. We saw so many of these, our artists and celebrities. There you go, Amazon and the wife, and some artists there, some celebrities there. And so we're just watching. What they do is everybody comes to wear their best, look your best. That's Queen Latifah in her regalia. That's rapper, this American rapper, So they were all there, and it was a good, colorful, beautiful event. So that was the Gala Night 2024, and we had to watch and see what was going there. George, do you follow the Gala Night?
I did not.
Okay. Anyway, we nothing passes on planet Earth that we don't want to have an idea about. That's what we do. You know, we
Beautiful.
are radar on everything going on.
I
All
think
right, guys.
it might have interested me.
Yes, honestly. I'm telling you.
Yeah. So yes, thank you. So gentlemen, ladies, we are out. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you so much.
George. Thank you for coming.
Have
Thank
a
you,
nice day.
Raji. Thank
Have a
you,
nice day.
Didi.
Yeah.
Till we come
Have a nice
again
day,
on
Didi.
Friday. We'll be here to give our global update. Everybody,
All right.
ciao, ciao.
Ciao.